Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Friday, October 11th, 2024. In this video, we're going to look at a possible indication that there are changes coming to the mainstream media. And that's going to be the focus of our question, and I'll show you in just a minute what led me to choose this question. Recently, the vice presidential hopeful who is trying to become the Democratic president of the defunct USA Corporation had a 60 Minutes interview. Not only was the setting as congenial as possible, but they even went so far as to edit out a word salad answer, which Harris is known for something that was a little more understandable, that had actually been said in response to another question earlier in the interview. Well, sharp-eyed viewers noticed that switcheroo. And let's go to the compilation I have. If it interests you to dive into it a little deeper, you can do so by clicking on the Facebook link that will be in the video description box. But if not, just listen as I discuss and kind of show you how I have chosen this question. All right, let's go to that share screen. And okay, on his social media site, Donald J. Trump said 60 Minutes is a major part of the news organization of CBS, which has just created the greatest fraud in broadcast history. CBS should lose its license and it should be bid out to the highest bidder, as should all other broadcast licenses, because they are just as corrupt as CBS and maybe even worse. Now, there was chatter in the Anon community that this might actually be a foreshadowing of what is going to happen as a result of election interference, etc., which may be what is found to have happened with our mainstream media outlets. I've got a link here to the whitehouse.gov doc that talks about interference in elections, and certainly changing a word salad answer for one that's a little more understandable. Definitely is some interference that went on. It's interesting to note that it was signed on 2021, reauthorized by Joseph Biden. Now, if he had the clout and position that the mainstream would have us believe, do we really think that he would be authorizing things like this? Especially in light of the fact that he was on record in 2020 bragging about how the Democratic Party had the most widespread capabilities for shenanigans in elections in the history of the world. Now, I'm paraphrasing there because I don't want to lose my channel, but the quote is out there. We were told he misspoke, but maybe he spoke quite accurately. Now, if you would like to see a copy, here's a YouTube link, so YouTube will love this, that I didn't go, off the mainstream. Here's a 5-minute clip that includes the original word salad answer as well as the one that was inserted later for publication. And you can probably watch the first 2 minutes of this 5-minute video and have all the information there you need. I mean, you're welcome to watch it all, but the first couple of minutes has the word salad and then the replacement for you. And then I popped over to my favorite 17 site to see what the they have had to say about the mainstream media. There were over 99 mentions of, for the search term I used, and I just picked one that I thought was pretty applicable. Okay, the talking about how the free passes for the Democratic Party and how the all the mainstream outlets are kind of in it together, trying to prop up. Guess what? Okay, so 17 team's been telling us for years about that. And now Donald J. Trump says that they should all lose their licenses and be put up for auction. I want to ask if this is actually one of those communications of actions we can expect to happen in the next few years here on this timeline. Okay. Now, when I say few, let's just say in the next 4 years, if this is an action we can anticipate, So there's our yes or no element plus additional insights and information about what is going on with the mainstream media, what one might call the legacy media. Besides the fact that they've got some nice spa facilities set up just for mainstream media folk and entertainment folk over there in Guam. Wonder how that's working out. Okay, I'm going to switch cameras so you can watch me shuffle the cards, deal them, and we'll find out together the answer to this question. So, when Donald J. Trump said that in his recent social media post that the um, CBS, as well as all the other mainstream outlets, really need to lose their license for the shenanigans they've embarked on and engaged in. And is this a foreshadowing of events that we can anticipate within the next 4 calendar years as we recognize them on this timeline, plus additional insights and information the universe wishes to share with us? Okay, we got the King of Cups here, Temperance, which is a major arcana, Queen of Cups, Eight of Wands, King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and once more, the 2 and 3 of Wands keep showing up in our near future, letting us know, hey, guys, it's close. Switching to a new path for the plane of existence is really imminent, absolutely for us. But we were asking, what can we anticipate in the next 4 years? Some dismantling and auction off and license losing of the mainstream media. Now, it does look like that is an idea that has some support, but I don't think we're going to see it happen within 4 years in full. Like those of us that are fed up with having media we can't trust, we're not going to see it. Temperance is kind of one of moderation. So it's kind of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I know what you want, but you may not see it happen in full. Okay. Now, Queen of Cups shows up as the near past, the recent past here, and she is advising us to use your emotional intelligence. Okay, be serious. We've got a lot of people that those legacy names, even if they're completely overhauled, still inspire some trust in people that haven't embarked on the enlightenment, ascension path, the waking up that we have. So, so it's just, kind of be real, guys. Not everybody's where we are, and that's going to be taken into account. However, there are a lot of events involving the change that is to be expected in the mainstream media. They are going to undergo a lot of changes, but some of it will happen subtly behind the scenes so that the perception will be, things are going on as usual. But you're going to notice more accountability, more accuracy, less pontificating, and just simply reporting the facts and letting viewers make up their own mind about what their opinion of those facts might be, which is what journalism should be all about. Let's look at the near future. That's what gets interesting here. Got Queen of Wands showing up, and the King of Pentacles. So, got sovereignty showing up. We've got wisdom showing up. Brutal honesty. This is the one that tells me we are going to see more truth in our mainstream media. We are going to in the near future. And again, the twos kind of always indicate some choices coming along. And this particular two, the Two of Wands, talks about, it even shows an entire world and a new path. Hasn't started out on it yet, but he's ready. He's ready. You can see where he wants to go. He's even got his walking stick ready to go. Let's get a few more cards and see if the universe wants to tell us more. But what they're saying right now is, okay, the universe told me, okay, Missy, hold up, hold up. You're not going to see it as completely and thoroughly as you're asking here, but there are going to be a lot of changes. There are that are going to, the mainstream is going to be held accountable for untruths, especially deliberate ones. And we can anticipate that change, and we're going to be really happy about that too as we move forward. We have the Six of Wands, again, cards of celebration saying, it's going to get better. Okay, they're going to remove the ability of the mainstream to not be, to have, to be exempt from accountability. They're going to remove the permission to do propaganda, deliberate propaganda, things like that. That's going to be removed, and we're going to be really happy about that. The Emperor White Hat card, and there's our hard yes. So, all right. Now, I was saying based on what we saw earlier, remember, this is, even though it showed up late, this is kind of the least insightful of my insight cards here on top. Okay, we are getting a yes. So over time, there is going to be, but we put a 4-year calendar time on our questions. So it looks like we're going to see some of it within the next 4 years. Definitely the accountability, the them being held liable for deliberate shenanigans, interference, and misreporting of facts. But beyond that, it's going to get even better. Okay, and the White Hats are on it. That is part of the long range plan of improving our world, which is giving us access to accurate information, possibly both sides, if it's something that could be, people could have differing opinions about, and then just, can you imagine this? Allowing us to make up our mind. Let's recap. Donald J. Trump on his Truth Media social platform yesterday had a post up, and he was very, very justifiably angry at the editing that had been done to one of Kamala Harris's answers for a 60-minute interview. Not just editing, but they totally replaced it with something that was a little more coherent that had happened in response to another question. So totally a false answer that seemed to apply and work better, making the candidate seem a little more able to handle a conversation and answer a question accurately. And this amounts, as Mr. Trump said, to election interference. We looked at the executive order that covers instances of election interference. Mr. Trump had gone on to say that he thought that 60 Minutes CBS should lose their license, and so should, while he's at it, all the other mainstream outlets that have done similar or worse. And we asked the universe, is this a foreshadowing of some changes that we can see? Now, in my initial question, I did have a yes or no element. That was it. Could we see some, is this a foreshadowing? And then we put a 4-year timeline on it. So here's what we got. It was kind of interesting. First of all, uh, the situation was indicated with the King of Cups. Okay. And so he's a master of the poker face and getting what he wants. Okay. But we were also told, hold on there, Missy. Within 4 years, be a little more reasonable about what you can expect as far as changes to be seen. Okay. That was also bolstered by the recent past card, Queen of Cups, which talked about again, we're going to have some reasonable expectations, but there are some good changes coming. They are going to happen in a flurry. A lot of them are going to happen. But what's going to happen is some of the mainstream media outlets will seem to go on and do business, just do it with a little more accountability, reliability, and impartiality and non-bias in what they do. So when they can preserve that facade so that people aren't totally off kilter, that there are still some voices that they thought they could trust, some outlets they thought they could, believe, they'll seem to be still doing what they do. The near future then said, yeah, there's some change coming. We're going to be happy about it. There's going to be a lot more truth and honesty going on in the reporting. It looks like what's going to happen immediately is that exemption from accountability and the permission to deliberately do propaganda is going to be removed. And in the near future, the Two of Wands showed up again, just telling us, hey guys, hang in there. Change is coming. It's good change. The way we can see where we're going. We might not have started completely on that journey yet, but we're ready. We are ready. Then an extended look got even better. Okay. We had celebration cards and victory cards going on here. So the things that are happening with the mainstream media, they're going to ultimately be ones we're very happy about. There's victory involved here. It is for the white hats. Now, the final card that showed up was what is typically for me a hard yes, the Ace of Pentacles. But since it came so late in the read and I had put a timeline, which I rarely do in my questions because the universe gives good answers, but not specific about time. I had asked about within the next 4 years. It looks like to me what they were saying was you're going to see even within 4 years, you're going to see some big improvements. And that's not the end of it. There's going to be even more that may roll out as far as the timeline is unrolling right now and going along that extend even beyond the 4 year that my question had. So yeah, the mainstream media is going to undergo a metamorphosis, one that now includes some accountability, some non-bias, and they're going to be held accountable when they deliberately do things that are biased, that require some accountability, and then just the deliberate um, pontificating and taking, instead of reporting the facts, they decide which facts they want to report and which side they're on. Instead of simply laying out the facts and letting people make up their own mind, we're going to get back to where that is more of what's available to those of us that have an interest in current events. So good change is coming, and it is coming even to the mainstream media. Again, some of the changes will be behind the scenes. It won't be quite that obvious, but it's coming. It is. Our world is changing, and we who are holding the line saying we expect nothing less and we deserve it so much are part of the reason it's happening. So that's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and attention and viewership. And until next time, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you all things bright. Bye.